Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's August here for us, but if you're planning to make homemade Christmas gifts for people, now's the time to do it so you can get them all done in time for Christmas. This is what we're going to be making today. It's a crocheted headband ear warmer. It covers the ears. It's kind of an alternative to the messy bun beanie. It covers your ears. It's great for ladies who run or walk in the cold weather, or just to get out, walk the dogs, go to the grocery store. So if you'd like to learn how to make this crocheted, loom knitted, twisted headband ear warmer, stay tuned. Okay, so I've shown you how to make the headband ear warmer using the knitting loom and making the garter stitch. It's very pretty to me, I think. So I want to make something for the crocheters, which is my first love. It's because I learned it first. I love them both equally. So for the crocheter, you are going to need your same medium weight yarn, which is a size 4. I'm using an I9 5.5 millimeter hook. You'll need a measuring tape, some scissors, and a darning needle. First things first, you want to make a chain that measures 19 inches. When I gauged it at the beginning, that was 72 stitches. So we're going to make our chain. I'm going to stop at 72, measure it, and if it doesn't reach 19, I'll chain a few more. If it reaches above 19, I might, if it's just slightly over, I'm not going to do anything, but I'll subtract a little bit. The average head size is about 22 inches around. This is going around your ears, so you need a little bit, but we want it to err on the side of snug, because if it's too big, you can't, it's not worth wearing. Obviously, if you're making this for a child, you would need to adjust that. So I'm getting enough yarn out here, and just like we did for the loom, we're going to start with a slip knot like so, or however you know how to make a slip knot. We're going to attach it to our hook, and I am left-handed, so bear that in mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you do want to have an even number. So I'll meet you when you reach your chain of 70. You can pause the video. All right, I've chained 72, so let's measure and see where we are at. I'm going to make a big loop and take my hook out to make that easier. All right, so you want to start at the beginning, and I would say that's close enough. Don't stretch it out. Actually, it's 18, so I'm going to chain just a few more. Let's do 4. That may be different for you depending on your yarn and your tension. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's measure it. Okay, without stretching it, it's right at 19 inches. You can always wrap it around your head and see if it fits. But I think this will work. So we're right at 19 inches. So this is how long we want it to be. So now I'm going to chain 2 more. So once you reach your desired length, chain 2 more because this is going to turn your work. So So 1, 2. So all we're going to be doing for the rest of this project are half double crochets. And a half double crochet is yarning over, and we're going to skip the 2, and we're going into the 3rd chain from the hook. Not the one on the hook. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go in that 3rd chain, pull up another loop. You'll have 3 chains on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And then we're just going to do that into the next one. Pull through 3. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. And we're going to do that until we get to the very end of the chain. So if you want to pause the video and meet me back when we get to the end of the chain. Okay, I'm down to 2 more stitches, and I want to show you how to end the row. So I'm going to work this stitch right here with my half double crochet, and I'm going to do the last one. Half double crochet. All right, so we've finished that. So now we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And this is what it should be looking like. And the next row is going to be a little bit different if you want to get that ribbed look. If you don't want the ribbed look, you can just keep going through both stitches, but we're going to be going through the back loop. So just like normal, you've turned your work, you've got your chain, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go in here, this first one here, to the back. So you're just going to go in between. You see the top has little V's. You're going to go in between the V's to the back loop, pull up a stitch, yarn over, and pull through 3. I'll show you again. Yarn over, insert in the middle of the V, going through that back loop of that stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, and you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Now, just a quick little hack. You see this little tail here? We're going to go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay, so I'm going to make a loop here so I don't lose it. Now we're going to take a darning needle, and I do have a little short video showing you this hack, but I'm going to show you here as well. Let me get this knitted one out of the way. All right, so I've threaded this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of weave through right here, go up, and pull it through the top here. And you don't have to do this. This is just something I do to get it out of my way. Now I'm going to leave it here for a little while. I'm going to put the hook back on to my loop and tighten it up. So now I'm going to lay this, and I'm going to kind of crochet this into. So I'm going to yarn over like normal, and let's find our next stitch here. It's right here. I'm going to insert, pull up a loop. Now I'm going to lay this over the top, and I'm going to yarn over again and pull through all 3. And this is just going to kind of weave it in as we go. Again, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You can weave it in at the end. But this way, I'm just going to do a few. Let's do at least 1 or 2 more. Make sure that tail is good and secure. Okay, I'm going to go just a little bit longer. Remember, we're only going to the back loop and pulling up. All right, I'm going to snip that now. Grab my scissors back. Yes, I'm left-handed, but I cut with scissors with my right hand. All right, snip that off. Throw that little scrap away, and then you continue like normal. You insert in that V, pull up a loop, yarn over, and just keep going in this manner until you get to the end. But you see what it's doing here is it's making a little rib. And it looks a little different on the other side, but once you get this going, you'll see how pretty this is. So we're going to do this all the way to the end, doing half double crochets. And the half double crochet, it's one of my favorite crochet stitches because it works up so fast. And it is kind of a tight stitch like the single crochet, but it works up a lot faster than the single crochet. That's why I like it a lot. This is one of my favorite stitches to make blankets. And I love these little tricks here to make little ribs. So keep going. Rewind if you need further instruction. But keep going, and I will meet you when we get back to the end of this row. So keep doing a half double crochet to the end of the row, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, we're almost at the end again. Just want to show you the last few stitches and show you how it should be looking. Now this last stitch can get a little tricky, but make sure you get it. Just going in that back. Again, if you don't want to do the back loop, you can go through the whole stitch. It's up to you if you don't want that rib. Okay, so we're down at the end. So again, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and turn our work. And this is what it should be looking like. All right, where we were doing the loom knitted one, we started with the width and worked up the length. With this crochet pattern, we are starting with the length, and we are working up the width. So this was about 4 inches, which I think was perfect for an ear warmer. So I want to make this one about 4 inches tall as well. And let's see, we did 2 rows, and I find after you do that first row, it gets quick. So 2 rows is 1 inch. So if we want to do 4 inches, that totals 2 rows. So we're going to have to do 8 rows in total. So if you want to, pause a little bit and, make sure you're not going beyond. If you wanted it thicker, you certainly can make it thicker and to almost cover your head. That's totally up to you. Okay, so we'll just continue. But remember, we started with the length. We're working on the width. Okay, so we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to keep working. Make sure you get that very first one. Go in between the V again, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Let me do a few more on camera, then I'm going to let you have it. I just want to show you what the ribbing looks like after, you put a few rows in. Make sure you are getting the last stitch, or your project is going to get wonky, and you don't want to add stitches, you don't want to subtract stitches. But I would measure every 2 rows to see if it is at the width that you want. You want it to cover your ears. This is an ear warmer. Now, if you just want to make a small headband, you know, make it thinner, that's fine. All right. I just want to show you what that ribbing looks like. And you can decide which side you like. This is what I would call the front side. You see how it's ribbing right here? But this side is very pretty as well. So when you finish the project, you've got to decide which one you think you want to be the outside. But this is going to be the outside for me. So I'm going to let you have it. You're going to keep doing this until you get the width that you desire. And like I said, do a couple of rows, measure it, and keep doing a couple of rows, measure it, and see when you get to the 4 inches or however wide you want to make it. So just grab your favorite beverage, sit down and watch a TV show, listen to some music, and keep crocheting. And I will meet you back to finish the project. Okay, I'm about to finish my 5th row, I believe. So let's measure it and see where we're at. Because this may be it. It looks about right. So I'll just go from, you know, where I've been crocheting down, and it is right at 4 inches. See that? So I'm going to finish this row, and then we will finish it and put it together. So I have about 3 more stitches to go. And you'll get down the half double crochet and you'll know this stitch by the time you finish this project, because that's what we're doing. You can chain stitch and do a half double crochet. You can do this project. Okay, so I'm down at the end. So what I'm going to do before I pull that through is I'm going to make me a tail. It doesn't have to be extremely long, but you want it long enough that you can sew it together and weave it in. So I'm not chaining, I'm just pulling this through all the way. Tighten it up. So there, we are done. Now, you have to decide which side you believe is the prettiest that you want for the outside. So we've got this rib stitching here, which is very pretty. And we have this one here. I think I like this one better, but it's totally up to you. You can do the one that you like. So I'm going to make this my outside, so I want to flip it to the inside. And this is where it's going to meet. So, just like we did in the loom knitting video, the same thing here. What I'm going to do though, before I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle with the long tail that we just cut off of our working yarn. If I can do that. Sometimes this yarn will kind of fray at the end. I'm going to trim it. Make sure you are using sharp scissors when you cut it so it doesn't fray too bad. Boy, I'm having a tough time here. Let's see. Got it. Okay. So we want this to be on the outside over here. All right, so bring it together. I'm going to do that. Do that. And make sure they're lining up. Okay, like so. So now we're going to take our needle, just like we did with the loom net. Make sure you're catching every layer. And we're just going to go in and out until we get to the end, and then we are going to secure it a little better, but I want to make sure we've done this correctly. That's why you don't want too long of a tail. It's kind of hard to sew it up. But you do want it long enough that you're not going to run out before you finish. So just pull it out. You know, these would make good stocking stuffers too, because they're small enough. And this is kind of the alternative to a messy bun beanie. It's not quite a beanie, but it will keep ears warm. This is great for the ladies that do a lot of outdoor activities. If they run or walk outside, or you got to go walk the dogs, or, you know, it's just a cold day and you got to go shopping or something at the grocery store. Just, you know, slap this around your ears and it'll provide some warmth to your head, but also it will keep your ears warm. So I'm going to get this at the very end here. And now I'm just going to check it to see if it's looking like we want it to look. And yes, it is. So I'm going to reinforce it. So I'm just going to go through the back here, and I think I accidentally did that for that last stitch, but it's okay. So yeah, these will make great little gifts, especially for the active lady or the lady that has to go outside. You can make a scarf that matches it. Matter of fact, I think I might do that, and I'll show that on the video. So I know right now it's only August for us. I don't know when you'll be viewing this video, but if you want to make homemade gifts for Christmas, now is the time to do it. Or if you have some people that have birthdays in the colder months, it would make good birthday presents. Or you just want to be nice and give something to someone. Okay, I'm going to get this down in here in the end. We are almost done. This really works up quickly. I think it works up a little quicker than the loom one for me. Okay, I'm just weaving it in now. So when I'm weaving in, I like to go back and forth at least 3 to 4 times and go in different directions. So we just want to make sure it's secure, so when it gets washed, it's not going to come out. Picked up a straggler there. Okay, I think this is pretty secure. You can give it a little tug to make sure. So we're going to snip it and flip it. And there you have it. We have another one. So this is the crochet, and this is the loom knitted one. Totally different stitches. I think they're both equally as pretty. So whatever method you are comfortable with, if you are comfortable with both, whichever one you want to make. So this is the garter stitch on the loom, and this is half double crochets making a ridge here, a rib with the crochet. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. I'd love to see your pictures if you make this project, and let me know what you think in the comments. Until the next one, God bless.